So we have some new laws in California changing the way that real estate is done forever. Okay, so starting today, July 24th, we actually have some changes to our contracts in California. I'm showing this here on YouTube, as you can see, because all of the red are changes to these contracts. So these go into effect actually on August 17th. So we have about a month here where we can use the old contract or the new contract, but there's a lot of changes and I'm here to break them down for you today. Specifically, these changes in California were in direct relation to a recent settlement between the National Association of Realtors and the Department of Justice based out of a case in the federal court in Missouri. So what happened here was that there was a plaintiff that was accusing the National Association of Realtors of conspiring around the way commissions were done. Not going to get into the case. There's plenty of content out there. Follow Now Bam or Inman News or anything like that if you want to be caught up to speed. But what came out of the settlement was that MLSs, which is where the realtors all over the country put their listings into, were no longer able to offer cooperating broker compensation to other agents. So what that means for you here in California, in the past, you would have signed a listing agreement to hire an agent to sell a home for you. Typically, there's a fee negotiated. As a listing agent, I may have charged 5%. I'm just completely throwing that out blanketly. That is not for anybody to take as Bible. But say hypothetically you hire me for 5%, what I would have then done was offered 2.5% as a cooperating broker compensation via our MLS through a sharing cooperation. Now what's going to happen is that you as the seller are going to hire your agent to sell your house for you for X%, say in this case 2.5%. The buyers will actually sign a contract with their own representation, in which case they will set a fee for their buyer representation services. May also be 2.5%. All of that is negotiable. I'm just throwing out random numbers right now. So in the past, you would have signed a contract for 5%, offering 2.5% to a buyer side. Now you're just going to sign a contract for your fee, which could be as low as whatever. You're not going to be required to pay buyer broker compensation. Now, what's going to happen is the buyers also have their own contract. So when they come to write you an offer, they may include in their offer a request for you to pay their buyer agency fee of X dollars. So in the past, it was kind of offered as a cooperating broker compensation just automatically through our MLS. Now, the buyers have to ask for it. And so oftentimes, they're going to have a buyer representation agreement and they will be coming and asking for compensation. Sometimes they might not. They might come directly to you. They might come directly to your listing agent and ask them to represent them for maybe a discounted fee. Who knows? It's kind of the wild, wild west at this point. We don't know how it's going to play out. What we do know is that starting today and going into effect on August 17th, we have new forms here. So please, if you're watching this, feel free to reach out to your agent here in California for a breakdown as to what these new forms say and how it impacts you in the sale of your home here in California. And if you're in San Diego and if you have any specific questions about the value of your home or the services that we provide, feel free, shoot me a message. I'd love to go over those with you. Peace.